Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and what I wanted to do today was actually just take you through our first 3.6 sneak peek. And now that we're in PTU, I can do that, and we're going to take a look at the P72 Archimedes. Now, if you are unfamiliar with this ship, this is a snub-nosed ship. It is in the same category as the P52 Mustang, which is actually going to be your base fighter that's docked into your constellation. The P72 is the one that comes by default with the Constellation Phoenix by default. You could have also bought this standalone as well. It's kind of a racer version of this. It's really designed to be more of a luxury one. They kind of do things in a different way. Like you'll notice here that right there on the nose, you don't actually have a Gatling gun like you do on the P52 Mustang. Instead, you have actually like a fuel recharge. And then outside of that, you actually have some kind of just different imagery on it as well. Like it's more luxurious and racer-like than it is actually, competent like a P-52 is. When you look at the ship, it's got kind of a glossy exterior. It's bright white. It's designed to be faster, and it is faster. Like the other ship, though, it actually still has that hollow hole in the middle. The wings fold up on it. It's got the very long nose, which almost gets in the way of your visibility. You can see some of the maneuvering thrusters. There's a 4-pack of maneuvering thrusters right there on the nose. On each wing, you have a M3A laser cannon, so you have two size 1 weapons on this ship. I'll get to that in a minute. 2 engines on the back. And overall, what you really end up having is just a really sleekly designed ship with some nice animations. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun to fly. You get really strong acceleration. It's got a lot of control. Top speed ends up being about 1,360 meters per second. And overall, what you have is a ship that flies fast, maneuvers quickly, but also stops quickly, which I think is an important attribute that a lot of people kind of overlook when you look at a ship, because there's some that have like super powerful maneuvering thrusters, and for some reason it can't counteract some of those. So when you go to roll, for example, sometimes it's hard to stop when you want it to. You kind of cascade past that point and have to recorrect back over. I don't understand why that would be, because you're not using actual retro thrusters. But I think what that could probably indicate is that there's some, I guess maybe input delay or something like that. This ship doesn't really suffer from that. What ends up happening is you go to bust a move and the ship just responds the way you want it to. Now, is it the most, is it the fastest ship that I've ever flown? No. Is it the best accelerating ship I've ever flown? No. Does it have the best control of any ship I've ever flown? No. Now, granted, all of those categories change from patch to patch to patch. That being said, though, this ship just handles very similarly to how I would say the Sabre handles or the Gladius handles. It just flies the way you would expect the ship to. It handles the way you would want it to. It's easy to read. It's easy to use. It snaps to where you want it to be. Again, you can see the nose sticks so far out there that you do and have some impacted visibility there, so you don't really get to see below the horizon directly in front of you. That being said, you do have outstanding visibility out of this cockpit, especially if you're leveraging head tracking, because you don't really have anything to hinder your visibility. The one bar you see kind of coming up to 2/3 up on the screen, that's the only thing. So if you go to look around, there is just open canopy, which is great. The inside of the ship itself is kind of luxurious looking. I know it's only going to matter to a couple of people, but you've got leather touches. It's a little bit more detailed. It's just nice looking in general. And yeah, there you go. You can see I'm looking out the left side of the ship, and it's nice and clean. And you also get to kind of see different components. But it's almost like an open canopy ship, even though you do have glass around you, which is a nice touch. And there you can see leather, wood trim, all the stuff you would expect in a ship like this. The one little thing I mentioned is kind of a controversy is the fact that it's got 2 size 1 weapons, where there was at some point conversation about this having more as far as 4 size 1 weapons. I didn't think that was ever the case. I think it was originally sold as sacrificing the Gatling gun for the intake. Apparently there was an error on the stats page that lived for a very long time. It was released with 2 size 1 weapons, which I expect to stay, because I think from a balancing perspective it makes sense. This shouldn't be the fighter the P-52 should be. So anyways, really cool ship. It flies well. It looks good. It's fun to fly. So if you guys have questions about the P-72, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned for more 3.6 stuff coming soon, and have a wonderful day. Take care.